day 7, I think. Not really sure what day it is because I'm kind of losing. I guess I'm not doing a good job of keeping track of days in my mind, but they got all these beautiful apps helping me keep track of what day it is and what time it is and what direction I'm going, all that stuff. Anyway, we arrived last night in Lake Como. We took a train from Milan down to Lake Como, which was a really nice, pleasant ride. Fast, got there in like 50 minutes. Had a really funny experience inside the train. Actually, in Italy, no one is really going to care if you speak English or what language you speak. So if you speak English, you better learn Italian real quick, because they're not going to cater to you. So I'll tell you one thing I did was we were on the train, and you know, we were at the train station. All of a sudden, we think we're just doing one of our regular stops, but that didn't happen. And so we think we're at one of our stops, but that wasn't the case. Actually, the train was coming to an end, and what ended up happening was they were saying like, oh, something like, the train stops here, get the freak off, we're done. Well, we couldn't tell anyway. There, people are hopping off the train real quick, and the power's going off, all the doors are automatically closing, and we can't like physically open up the doors. Basically trapped inside the freaking train. I'm like, really? I do not want to spend the night in a train until tomorrow morning. Like, not gonna happen. So finally this gentleman walks by, and he walks by, and I like start pounding on the window. I'm like, hey, hello, hello. And he's like, okay, calm down. And so he called somebody else, and they opened up the door, and that was a pool party. So got out of the train, then found the place, which was pretty awesome. Okay, one of the things I want to tell you is on this entire trip of GOIN EURO is did something a little different. Many actually had a friend of mine asking me yesterday, like, how you doing it, all that stuff. Because normally when I travel, I'm a Marriott guy. I usually stay at Marriott's, eat at Marriott's, anywhere from JW to Ritz to Courtyards, Spring Hill Suites, Renaissance, one of my favorites, Renaissance. Also, another favorite is Residence Inn and Fairfield Inn when I'm traveling with family, because they have the whole kitchenette set up. I like Courtyard when I'm traveling alone for business, maybe working with a real estate client. They have like this little cool setup. Anyway, this trip, GOIN EURO trip, did not do, I can't say didn't do one Marriott. Actually, we were at the AC brand yesterday, and that was a beautiful hotel in Milan. That was a beautiful hotel. But most of this trip, we've been doing Airbnb, which has a partnership. This is where it got me interested. Has a partnership with Delta Sky Miles. And so you get rewarded with miles with every trip you do with Airbnb, as well as with Lyft. So that's pretty interesting, because if you know, I've been using Uber for the past year. So I really found it interesting. So I signed up with my Lyft account, because now I can get Delta Sky Miles that way. But also with Airbnb, I was like, hey, let me try this Airbnb thing, see what it's like, because I had never done that before. Like I said, I was pretty much like a Marriott guy, going from Marriott to Marriott, and that's usually how I travel, Delta Airlines, Marriott hotels. But this time I said, you know what, let's go on Euro trip, let me do something completely and utterly different. The weather has been pretty decent during the day, hasn't been too hot, hasn't been too cold. It has been raining at night. Being next to the lake, exactly what I expected, a little bit more wind. So came prepared with that. I'm just wearing my sleeveless right now, I don't mind. Don't mind so much. You know, cold weather to me is anything like, really like, if you start getting lower than 15, I'm out. Like, no, snow, no way, leave me alone, I'm out. So I don't want to do it. I gotta remember to walk on the right side of the road. I've noticed here, like everyone in Europe, is always walking on the left side of the road. No, walking on the right. Walking on the right. And I'm so used to walking on the left, living in Uganda. So one of the coolest things I've been researching, finding, discovering is that Lake Como is one of the most beautiful lakes in the world, which is actually quite shocking to me. I was like, that's not why I chose this place. One of the reasons why I chose this place is because of the location from here to Switzerland. And since we started our journey in Milan, and the distance between here and Switzerland was like, yeah, let's hit up Lake Como, because you can hit up Lake Lugano, but I had already been there, so I didn't want to like hit up the same places twice just because I had already been there. Wanted to try some new places. So everything around Lake Como tends to be very romantic, right? It's got the Italy romance, couples, honeymoon experience. Not the type of trip I'm on, but it's still cool. It's still really nice to see and walk some steps that I've never been before. And that was kind of really the focus of what I was looking for. I was like, I didn't want to go to all the same places that I already had been. Since I've already been to many of the biggest sites in Italy, from the Colosseum, I can't name all the places, but I've been to so many of the biggest sites in Italy. You know, those wonders, you know. I've been to so many of those. I didn't want to hit them all up again. I wanted like Pisa, and I could go on and on because I feel like I've seen like the biggest sites in Italy already, which is great. I wanted to do something a little bit more different. Okay, in case you're wondering about like what am I using? What tools of the trade am I using to get around to know where I'm going in a place that does not tolerate English? Nah. I'd just say, like, you know, in Italy, Italian language is first and foremost. So you should at least know how to greet people. That's important. Otherwise, they're just not going to treat you as fair or nicely. Just the way it is. Get over it. So one of the tools, so let me tell you some of the tools that I'm using, that I've been using on this trip. One, Google Maps. Google Maps, very simple, easy to use. Gives you suggestions at where to check out, like locally, local recommendations, suggestions. Now, the reason why I'm using Google Maps over Apple Maps is because Google had a few apps that I really liked that would all tie into each other. And I'll tell the other one that I'm using is Trips, Google Trips. That is another app that I'm using to help me organize everything I'm doing. What I love about Google Trips is that you can literally pick the places that you're going in advance. It gives you recommendations, kind of has a little area to shows your reserved tickets. Also has the like things nearby, things a little bit more far away. So it has things in your geographical area. You know, the other thing Google Trips has, it keeps track of where you're going. You can download the maps in that area in case you're offline, which I've been offline quite a bit. And you can easily save places that you want to go to. Love that feature, because let's say there's like 50 places that are recommended to you. You want to hit up maybe 5 of those 50. Oh, you gotta check this out. I'm saying that I saved this place right here on Google Trips, and it's one of the places I wanted to see. So, because like with Google Trips, you'll have about, let's say, 50 recommendations, but when you save, let's say, 5 of the 50, then you know exactly the places that you want to see. Check out the little restaurants. Perfect. Exactly what I want. Completely different from Milan. Don't get me wrong, I like Milan, but this has that very different type of feel and setting. There's some people doing some stuff. But Bunny's coming over. What's up, boss? How are you? Bugs Bunny.
He's the friend, he's the Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
How are you, Coca-Cola?
Taste the feeling.
He's my friend.
Hola, Coca-Cola.
Hola, Coca-Cola.
¿Cómo estás?
How are you? How are you?
Oh, boom.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys today?
Fine. Where are you from?
Portugal.
Portugal, nice to meet
Portugal.
you, Portugal.
Yeah.
Here, Italy.
Viva Italy.
Yeah, Forza. Nice to meet you, too. Coca-Cola.
So, I'm going to the local McDonald's to work from McCafe. I say work, but I'm just gonna go catch up on life. Now, I got some emails to check and work on a few things while I'm here, traveling, GOIN EURO, and also to get some Wi-Fi. But it's really cool. It's amazing to see like a brand like, I see a Foot Locker across the street here, and McDonald's in business. It's so cool to have your business brand everywhere, kind of like Coca-Cola, worldwide, right? So when you're building a business, just think maybe you're local now, but maybe you're global later. So really cool to see that. But also, I mean, you don't want it to be too franchisey, you know? Like when you're traveling, you don't want to hit up every like place that's familiar to you. You really want to get around and see other places. That's really important. All right, Entrada. Here they have the place where you can order, which says Pija Vera something. I guess these are not working. Easy orders. I think you can notice right here, as you can see, the boats are literally, it feels like the boats are actually right up on the sidewalk. That's because they are on the sidewalk. The boats, like literally, they are like just right there. You literally just jump on one of those little docks and you're on a boat right away. Beautiful view. Beautiful view. We do a 360 for you. Hotel Metropole. Hotel Barchetta Executive. So I just picked up one of my favorite gelatos called Stracciatella. I actually haven't had a gelato since I got here. But here's my first one. Really good. Right by the lake. Lake Como. Beautiful day. Great day for sightseeing, getting around the lake.